Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we're back with another episode of Titans episode 5, titled Deathstroke. On the last episode, last episode was really heavily focused on the previous Titans, right? Giving us a bit of a backstory on mostly Aqualad and what happened, the events leading up to his death, and essentially why there's such bad blood between Slade and the Titans. Not that there needed to be any additional reasons. Him being a badass assassin, which we saw the very first 5 minutes of last episode, with Slade taking out a number of targets. We do mention that the whole targeting thing though. I'm still wondering who exactly his target was by the end of the last episode. Clearly he shot Aqualad, but was he aiming for Donna, and Aqualad stepped in and took the hit because he heard the shot in the distance and he turned, so he knew what was happening, right? So I do wonder whether he was the target or whether Donna was the target and he sacrificed himself. Given that in some ways she was a bit of a diplomat, coming from Themyscira, I imagine that the intention was maybe someone hired him to kill her so that it would spark some war or something between the alliance that was formed between the Themyscirans and humans. So I'm wondering whether there was some genuine intent behind it to kind of start something else. And of course, it does beg the question whether or not this could lead into, the Justice League war between Themyscirans and the Atlanteans, right? Given that Aqualad was actually killed protecting her. It would be an interesting storyline for them to actually explore. I don't think we're quite there yet. We still need to get to know these characters a bit more. And I mean, I've only seen the animated version of it. I may have read some bits of the comics, but the traditionally, and we're seeing this a lot in Titans, a lot of the storylines that would normally be with the original characters, not so much their sidekicks. So the Red Hood storyline that we're hoping to get later on, I imagine they may rewrite that a bit to include Dick and Slade instead of Joker and Batman. And the same thing may happen with Blackfire's storyline, and the same thing may happen here if we actually go the route of having war with the Atlanteans versus the Themyscirans. So there's a lot of potential, right? So far, Titans, what this season has done very well is set up a lot of interesting dynamics, a lot of plot lines that can be explored much later on. As it is now, Aqualad is dead. Not a terrible way for her to have said goodbye, though. Despite his complaints, I would love someone to say goodbye to me in that way. But you really actually felt the connection between the two characters, and that's what I liked about the last episode. Even though it was, we only got Aqualad for one episode, you still got to know who the character was. He was still fleshed out to some extent, and you knew how much he actually loved Donna, and how much his death affected her. And I believe that may have been the reason why they left. The question remains though. What essentially breaks them up, because they're still together now. I mean, I imagine Aqualad dying is a part of it, but what happens to what was the final nail in that coffin to say, okay, we're done, we're quit. And the last few minutes of it kind of gave us hints of that, where they tracked down Slade's son. Well, I'm guessing that he's going to die. I don't see one of the Titans killing him, because they're willing to go far, but that seems a bit too far. So I don't see them going that far, but they may use him as bait, and either they kill him by accident, or some destruction happens and he gets caught in the crossfire, and then he dies. So obviously this is where everything, this is the pivotal moment where everything goes down and everything goes to hell, and the team breaks up. Slade and Slade goes off, because obviously he doesn't die, but initially when they realized he was alive, they thought he was dead. So which means they come out the victor at the end of this. They will come out the victor, just barely. As Donna put it in one of the episodes, that they just barely limped away from that fight. So I'm excited to see it, because we've been seeing Slade be a badass from the distance and plotting and all of that, but we've not seen him in hand-to-hand combat. So I'm excited for this episode, because I think this is the episode where we're going to see Slade finally unleashed, and I cannot wait. So episode 5, let's check it out.
Oh, Dr. Light.
Gonna run his mouth off again.
Did you come up with that shit by yourself? Did your parents saddle you with that bullshit? I mean, come on. What a lame fucking name.
Shut it!
What? Is my talking annoying you, dickweed?
I said shut the fuck up.
Nice try. I don't see that going very well. He's not alone, dude. He's not alone. Yeah, I thought so.
Leaving so soon.
Not gonna put up a fight.
Please don't tell Dick.
Really? Somebody needs to tell somebody something.
God.
What?
What happened to Jason?
Please, guys, talk to
Figured out
each
that
other.
Dr. Light was in the train tunnels.
Jason's strong, like that.
Yeah. It'll be so annoying that Dr. Light will just let him go because he doesn't want to hear him talk.
Did cross
We
my
should be
mind.
out there helping to bring him back.
We are helping.
No, we're not. We're watching Coffee Drip.
Bro.
Yeah, because you messed up.
Don't trust us. They've been
It must be 20 or
Ah,
30 miles.
thank you, Hank.
Maybe more.
We can't cover all this ground in one night, which is why I've redirected the satellites to the area to sweep for Jason's tracker. Hopefully we can pinpoint his exact location from there. Gar and Rachel will monitor it from here. Boy fucking wonders.
Alright, is Dick gonna show us what went down?
Guys, we got something. Sending over the coordinates now.
Jeez.
This
Jason's out there.
What's the reason? Thank you, Dawn.
Well, we can't keep wandering the tunnels all night looking for this tracking signal. Need a new plan.
This little asshole has a tracking device in him?
God damn it.
Why are you sitting there like a damn statue when our whole fucking plan is going up in smoke?
This is good.
Oh, yeah, good. What exactly is good about 4 months of planning going down the fucking drain? When you broke me out, you told me you would kill these bastards as long as I hurted them.
Nah, fuck it, we're clean. I don't know you shit. I'll take care of the Titans myself. How do you fucking know, amigo?
You're outliving your usefulness.
Yeah.
I gotta say, for a doctor, he's not acting very smart. That was easy.
I understand why you didn't tell Dick about your little plan.
Why didn't tell
You could
you?
have come to me. I could have helped if you didn't keep it a secret.
How? You can't even control yourself.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I saw you yesterday in the training.
Fight
You
amongst
couldn't bring it back
themselves.
in. Not to mention
He's
your
not wrong.
creepy black cloud
but-
razor blades that nearly took my hand off. At least now I know how you got those marks on your back.
Oh, so you're spying on me now?
I'm not spying on you. I saw it when we were sparring. Don't come at me about keeping secrets.
First of all, what did you do, Guard? Did you growl at him? Was he real scared? If you and Jason had been so stupid and thought it through, none of this would have happened.
Screw you!
Security alert. Main entrance. Access denied. Hello? Anyone home?
Perfect time.
I see you found my gift.
Deathstroke. Where's Jason?
Oh, you mean a little sidekick?
Who the fuck you calling a sidekick, asshole?
You fucking bastard! Come try that shit!
As I was saying, If you want him back, hand over Rose.
And how do we know you're gonna keep your promise?
Don't.
I just thought that I would
Stop
be
lying.
normal. But just all boys, all the time. No school, non-stop training.
You know, opposed to your previous life where you were constantly being chased by assassins. Seems like it's an improvement to me.
What is that?
This thing comes out when I sleep. Gar said it looked like a black cloud filled with razor blades.
Corey?
What happened to Jason?
Please, all share. His secret nonsense isn't helping anyone.
It's bad. I can tell.
I don't feel comfortable doing this. It feels sketchy.
Aren't you tired of being lied to? Dick isn't lying to us. He doesn't want us to get involved. He's protecting us.
How does being kept in the dark make any of us safer? They're hiding something. And I want to know what it is. Don't you?
Gary's, I hate.
Why
I
don't
mean,
we find this guy?
he was just manipulated by Jason into
Not that
doing
easy. We barely
something
survived
messed
his
up and
last
got
night.
Jason kidnapped, and now he's being manipulated again.
Scared.
I really hope there's some redemption for his character somewhere
We all
this
know
season
what
or
that feels
next,
like.
but
Bottom line is, he's one of us, and she's not. So handing her over, if it saves his life, I don't know about you, but I can sleep a little better at night knowing I did the. Hey, don't do this. Look, we can talk and like have cookies and milk or something.
you kind of messed up, Hank. So
I don't want to hurt you, kid.
Yeah, right.
Okay, fuck this.
you're not helping, Hank.
Let her go. You arrested me, but I won't ask you twice.
Rose, please.
And she's gonna go out of control. At this point, Deathstroke doesn't even need to do anything. You guys just screw everything up yourselves. Yeah, my powers are fine.
Rose!
Rachel, don't!
I don't think she's dead. Hopefully.
She's alive. What the hell?
That's some weird shit.
Her friends will never give her up. You know that.
Well, then you're the price they pay.
Fuck you, you pretentious asshole. Hey, look at me. I'm not scared of you.
You should be terrified. But instead you've been played by that charlatan, Dick Grayson. He gives costumes to foolish kids, making them believe that they're heroes. Leading you.
Oh,
like
technically,
lambs to
Bruce
slaughter.
gave him his costume. It wasn't Dick.
But not to worry.
I know what it's like. Sitting in the dark. Alone. Hurt. Praying for somebody. Else to come and save you.
kind of forgot about that. So he's kind of putting himself in Jason's shoes. I mean, the difference here being Slade isn't exactly molesting Jason, but I guess torture is just as bad.
I'm not ready to give up on that little asshole.
But you'd be trading one kid's life
matter how
for
much he
another
makes me
kid,
wanna
though.
punch him in
I
the
mean,
face sometimes.
you have no idea what Slade would be doing to her either.
I can't give up.
Dick, we're at the plaza. Where the fuck are you?
Sorry, guys.
Dick?
Other plans.
Turning himself over to Destro. You for Jason.
You can have me instead of Rose or
Yeah,
Jason.
I figured.
I'm pretty sure I'm the one you're mad at anyway. Here I am.
Always the hero. But you're not gonna dictate how this will go. You're not a martyr. You're a con man. Preying on those. Take a look.
Still alive, Jason. Bomb.
Say goodbye to your friend.
You seriously listening to this bullshit?
Was this planned, or did Corey just know he was gonna pull something? He did not know he was gonna do that. Glad she can. What is this? Come on, Jason, come on. Don't just sit there.
Go get Jason!
Jason, hang in there.
Come on, get. Alright. God damn it. Don't know. Please somebody got Jason now. Why is he still there? Oh, God damn it.
Jason, get out. Don't let go.
Is this it? Is this one? Okay, so the theme of this episode seems to be no one tells anyone anything ever, right? I mean, the title of this episode is actually Destro, but for some reason we spent a whole lot of time actually witnessing the team just fall apart all on their own without Destro having to even do anything. But I mean, it kind of emphasizes his presence. You know, if only that, making the team fall apart, because he's testing them not just physically but mentally, testing their teamwork as well. It's a psychological battle to some extent with Deathstroke, and I'm glad to see that being prevalent here. But I mean, come on, guys, come on. Right. Dr. Light, first and foremost. Sad to see him go so soon. The actor, I think Michael Mosley, if I remember his name correctly. As I mentioned before, I've loved him in Sirens that I watched a while back. Phenomenal actor, in my opinion. Sad to see him go so soon. I actually thought we'd have Dr. Light for the duration of this season. But with him out of the way, we will now focus on a bit more on Deathstroke. I find it hard to believe that they did not figure out that Deathstroke was his partner up until this episode. I mean, they knew Deathstroke was around, right? And they knew someone hired Dr. Light to target them. It seems a bit like just put two and two together. It's not that hard. So when they were like, oh, he must be working with a partner, it just seemed like, really? You guys are just figuring this out? So that was a bit weird, but outside of that, good to see Jason still in good spirits. I really do hope he doesn't. I don't think he's gonna die here. Right? I think it's too easy to say that he passes away here. If he does, because we're all talking about the Red Hood storyline because it's something that we've dreamt of seeing in live action at some point or another. But Jason is still he's still very much in his infancy in terms of ability, his skill set and stuff. And in order for him to become Red Hood later on, he needs to be a match for Dick if they go that route. Although he could still die, and then when he's resurrected, he gets a lot better with Ra's al Ghul and then comes back. So, I mean, if he dies here, I'm fine with it. If he doesn't, I'm also fine with it. But as I've said before, I think if they are eventually going to go with the Red Hood storyline, and if they do, Dick, being Nightwing, will play the role of Batman in the storyline, and Slade will play the part of the Joker. So Slade will be the one to kill Jason. If not now, he'll be the one to do it later on, and Dick will be the one who, having battled his dark passenger, for lack of a better word, over the last season. He will decide not to go that route and not avenge Jason by killing Slade, and then Jason will come back and be pissed that he didn't. So I think that's the way they can work this in. I hope that's the way they do it if they do decide to go that way. But I mean, Donna, Hank, and Dawn, they must have seen. They turned, right. They heard the commotion that was happening, and they turned in a direction that the others were fighting. So I imagine by the time he fell, hopefully, maybe Donna is nearby. She can use her lasso to grab him real quick, or one of them can swing by, grapple by, or something. I don't even know if they can do that because I don't see any of them with any gear, which brings me to my next point. Why has no one suited up? I know that, well, yeah. Now that I think about it, Hank and Dawn's gear got blown up in the house when Dr. Light sent in, set one of their friends as a bomb. Do they only have one costume though? It's such a possibility. I mean, Hank might have gotten rid of his before when he decided to quit being a hero. So, and Donna's would have been blown up in the explosion, and maybe haven't gotten time to rebuild another one. So there's that. I don't think Donna had one to begin with. Or she did have one in the flashback, but given that she gave up the life and she's been working as her own persona behind the scenes to make a difference, she may have gotten rid of her. So, and I think Dick burned his. I don't remember exactly what happened to Dick's, but I guess now that I think about it, none of them have gear. But I mean, come on, wear something. You guys must have something there you can put on, rather than going out in a t-shirt and a sweater against Deathstroke, no less, right? But thank God for Corey. I've been wanting to see her reunite with the team for quite some time, and she certainly made the difference. I did not know that she could actually block bullets with her flames. So that's interesting. I actually love that effect, and it was good to see that she could actually maybe not go toe to toe with Deathstroke, but at the very least she could hold her own against him, and which makes sense given where she's from. Perhaps she should have brought, her bodyguard with her. Two better than one, and just say to him that, okay, look, help me help my friends, and then I'll leave with you. Right? That may have been a better choice than actually locking him in the ship. But glad to see she was there. She definitely made a difference. I don't know what's happening with Corey and Gar though. I don't know. Maybe it's just the old man in me who just doesn't care for the teenage angst and banter between the two of them, right? But to the point that each of them actually made, the secrets thing is just getting ridiculous now. Everyone needs to talk to each other. Rachel needs to realize that her powers are not fine. They're out of control. It's happened like 3 times now. Stop telling yourself you're fine. And Gar, of course, as I said before in the reaction, that for Gar, I don't know what the hell, what are they doing with Gar? He's so easily manipulated, right? Jason conned him into taking him to the location, and he screwed up, and he was feeling guilty about it. Fine. Then he allowed himself to be manipulated by Rose, listening in on the conversation, once again causing a rift between everyone, a rift that was already there, but making that rift even greater, and then having an argument with Corey because Rose got under his skin. Gar needs an episode of redemption. I hope. And it's easy to forget. So I mean, I have to step back a bit. It's easy to forget that they're supposed to be kids here, and kids do the darndest things and make silly decisions. Jason, case in point, Jason. But I don't want them to focus too much on that. But I guess it's a part, but in and of itself, it's a part of the growth. But it's a part of the process of growth for the characters too. So she needs to recognize that she needs to get her powers under control, and Gar needs to just grow a spine, dude. I mean, stop being so easily manipulated. He got the shit beat out of him last season, at the very least in the last episode or last 2 episodes. And now he's just being thrown around by everyone. So I really hope that there's some redemption for Garth later on. I mean, when I watched Teen Titans, he was one of my favorite characters there. And even, if I'm being honest, he's always been kind of the character who's the heart of the team, in a way. Just carefree and all of that. So in some measure of sense, he's always been that guy who has been led by emotions. And as a result, oftentimes he ends up being manipulated. So it does happen. I just hope it doesn't keep happening repeatedly for Gar, and we can quickly move past that. Now, this plan of Dick's to kind of give himself over to Deathstroke. I'm glad Corey saw it coming, but I don't know. I guess he felt as though he already lost one team member, and this would end it. But I don't understand why he would think Deathstroke would actually just be okay with it, and part of the reason maybe it's not coming across to us, the audience members. I mean, they didn't give us a conclusion to what happened last episode. The episode ended with them targeting his son, and essentially we got the impression he was going to use him as bait to lure Deathstroke out. But what happened? Are we going to revisit that and so we can see what happened? We assume that he died, but how did he die? Was it their fault, or was it an accident, a byproduct of their plan, and something? What happened? Are we going to revisit that and see that? And they mentioned it even here that Dick said, "You want your pound of flesh, but show me, don't tell me." Right, so show me what happened. I do hope that the next episode we get to revisit that timeline and we get to see what exactly happened, because this was titled Deathstroke, so I was expecting to see that here, and it wasn't here. We got some of Deathstroke, but not so much. So it's a bit weird that it didn't show us what happened to his son. But for a moment there, I actually thought we were gonna see Nightwing, right? Because I was like, okay, he's showing up on his own. But maybe this is just a part of his plan, and then at the last minute he's going to save Jason, and then bam, get his suit somehow, and we have Nightwing. I don't know. That's what I thought was gonna happen. And I know there've been talks of some leaked photos or something like that with him suited up as Nightwing. So we know it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when it actually happens. Hopefully, I don't know. I get the feeling they're gonna wait until the very last episode to show us. Hopefully within the last 2 episodes at least. Right? I don't think Deathstroke is gonna die here. Obviously not. He probably didn't account for Corey, which is why things didn't go according to plan here. But the next time he will, and I imagine he'll have a lot more of those mini bombs with him to kind of handle her. But essentially, the team, our Titans, their teamwork has just been atrocious. It's been sloppy. They cannot beat Deathstroke as they are now. But I think this episode was to kind of highlight that, and then for the next episode or 2, is them realizing the flaws and then overcoming them to try to defeat Deathstroke. So, and all of that will be dependent on whether or not Jason lives, because I don't know, it's not looking good for Jason. It's not looking good at all. But yeah, fantastic episode. Again, I still don't want him to linger too much on the drama with the new Titans so much as it is. But it's a part of their character growth and fleshing the characters out a bit, and they do have a lot to learn. I'm coming from a place where I'm accustomed to the characters. As I said before, I use Teen Titans as my basis to judge this show basically, and many of us actually do, because we expect Beast Boy to already be able to manipulate his abilities. We expect Raven to have some measure of control over her abilities. And everyone else too, but this is a different set of Titans, so I kind of have to, keep my expectations in check and watch the characters grow and develop as the show moves along. So I'm excited to see more. I hope the next episode we will see that. As I've said, the highlight for me is going to be whether or not Jason actually dies, because this, of course, can go into the Red Hood storyline later on. But excellent episode. Enjoy the fight with Deathstroke there at the end. It's something that I've been looking forward to for a while. I still want to see more of Deathstroke, but he's not done yet. So next episode we'll get to see more, and that's it. So be sure to post down below, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.